Hello folks, this is SenileSarge, and today we're going to be talking about really the top 5 tips for folks that are trying to level from 1 to 60. Now, for some of you, you played the game before, so you completely understand how to, how to play New World, and then there's others of you that have not played it, and we're really going to be kind of focusing on you. Maybe you're a player that played before and you're coming back to the game. The hope here is to help you just be more successful as you come back into it. I did put a video out 2 weeks ago talking about the best way to level XP. If you look up in the top right corner right now, I'll put a little link up there. It'll also be in the description. I highly recommend that you go and watch that video. One of the things that I talk about in that video is like kind of your journal, right? And understanding what all of this stuff here is on your journal. And then the best way for you to understand the type of rewards that you'll be getting, what you should be focused on, whether it's the XP, whether it's coin, whatever those things are. So I'd highly recommend that you go and watch that. Trust me, it's going to help you, immensely as you continue to kind of push through. Moral of the story, you need XP to continue to kind of move forward. One of the first things you're going to have to decide when you come into the game is like, hey, what am I going to be? What am I going to do? Right. And it's not as easy as just picking up a weapon and running with it. But at the same point, it kind of is. Right. There's lots of options that you have when you get into the game to kind of choose from. Right. We've got all kinds of different weapons here. We've got one-handed, two-handed, ranged, and magic. You've got the sword and shield for those of you that want to be tank. And then, of course, you can pick up another strength-based attributed weapon to use. You can also do distance weapons, right? Magic, such as fire, life, ice gauntlets, or even the void gauntlet. If you like weapons, like maybe guns or things like that, you can use the musket or a blunderbuss. So there's lots of options here. What I would recommend, and I think most of the people in our community would recommend as well, is that you kind of look at all the weapons. Like, don't get stuck on just one weapon and think that that's the one, right? You see, I've got lots here. Some of these don't really matter to me, but each one of these I can actually play. And as you continue to play the game, you're going to get an opportunity to kind of niche down. But initially, you want to try to pick the weapon that you really want to do and start playing with it. And don't worry until you get to about 35 or 40 that you now really need to be focused. Okay, so if you see me, I focus definitely on the hatchet. I've kind of bounced all around with the other ones because I haven't really found that thing. Probably the Warhammer is about as close as I got. And of course, I love tanking, so sword and shield as well. And you're going to kind of do that. Now that I'm 60, though, I'm nailed down. I know exactly what I want to be doing. So I'm going to focus on that and make sure that I am the best for my community that I'm playing with. Now, talking about communities, listen, playing with a group in this game is going to be so much better for you. Okay, I can tell you that now. Running some of the events you're going to see here in the background, running some of the World Tour events. This isn't with actually our group. It's going to be with another group. Kind of everybody kind of smashed together out running it. The content in this game and the gameplay and all of that inside of New World is just so much better when you have other people to play with. So if you're looking for a community to join, more than happy to have you come join us at gilded.gg/rally point. Also got the link down in the description. And if you don't want to join, our community, find one to join. Okay, just go out there and do it. It's going to make the game a little bit more enjoyable. There's nothing like cruising around, talking a little bit of smack, having fun out there with buddies and buddettes, if you will, making sure that you have everything that you need. Additionally, going into the addition of music, you also now have the ability to kind of add. Let's see if we can get this working right. You've got the ability to add some buffs onto group play and just in general, right? So we want to make sure that what we're doing the best we can is we want to go in, make sure that we are looking at and understand that we now have ways to add. One's for territory standing, we got gathering speed, we have other things. In groups, you're going to get group XP, right? So you don't normally get group XP when you're by yourself. It's just kind of your XP. But if you travel somewhere, let's say maybe we go into a part in the map such as, Weaver's Fen, or maybe it's a 60 plus area that we're going to be moving into, Eden Grove or some of these. When you go there, anybody that kills something, you're going to get XP off of that. And that's a really good way to level up your weapons and stuff like that. So I'd highly recommend for those that are doing it, jump in with a group, especially if you're coming back into the game from 1 to 60. It's going to help you progress just further. It's also going to let you not worry about some of the bosses and stuff, because I know some of them are a little bit tough as you're kind of moving through there. All right, crafting, refining. You saw me kind of running around over here looking at various things. What I can tell you about crafting and refining, you need to kind of decide where you want to be. I meet lots of people, whether it's in game or even in my community, that truly want to do it all, right? Like they want to have all of the trade skills open and be able to do everything. And the reality is it's really hard to be a jack of all trades in the game. I mean, I'm sitting close to 500 hours now, I believe, between this and then, of course, playing on the PTR, and I could just tell you it is not easy to level all of these up, okay? I chose cooking as my primary, and now we're highly focused on armoring, and then I've got some things down here. I've got to get mining to 175 so I can pick up different minerals and stuff like that, but I'm very focused on what you're doing. I highly recommend, again, this is why groups so important. Having a group lets you, if you need a certain potion, you have somebody that's probably 200 in a group that you can go to. And I know sometimes you look at it and go, man, I don't want to have to bug people to get the stuff that I need. Well, the whole reason that they did this and the basis of New World is so that they can make you something, right? So you shouldn't look at it as you're putting them out or they're having to make you something. They want to. Just be prepared to give them the mats that they need, and then also maybe some gold, you know, a little something for their time and effort to put it in there. Trade skills, you know, we kind of talked about crafting up along the top. Your trade skills, everything else that's in here, you're refining and gathering. It's going to happen as you're out there. You know, sometimes I like to, if you watch the XP video that I put at the beginning of the video here, you see that I talk about, you know, doing the best you can when you're out and you're looking to take care of picking, you know, main story, skill progression, you know, maybe town projects, and then faction missions, so that when you're out and about, that you're leveling kind of evenly, right? And trade skills are no different. If you're out running around, be refining stuff and gathering stuff, okay? I'm not telling you not to do that, but I would highly recommend that you pick times to go out and do logging, harvesting, tracking, skinning, fishing, and those things, okay? Don't just make them like a one-off. Part of the reason why is because when you're out doing stuff, you know, bag space is a real focus, right? So if I look in here and we just pick anything, okay, we'll go up to Eastburn. You can see I have lots of leatherworking items that are inside of here. And that's for me going out and focusing on killing animals that have leather that I know that I can get and receive. Same thing with fishing, right? I go out, I fish for a while. Maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour. When I do that, I make sure I go in, I make sure that I'm eating my trade skill foods, right? So that I'm getting that additional luck for whatever I'm physically doing. So that way, and that's a 20, 30 minute time period. And it just makes it a much better process for you to level up, get experience. And then of course, more importantly, is to level these up so that you're getting them as close to 200 as possible. And then of course, moving those on to, you know, whatever aptitude, as you see here, we're starting to move the aptitude needle to make sure that you're moving into whatever aptitude that you're looking for. So, you know, take your time, enjoy the game, all of that. And speaking about enjoying the game, this is probably the most controversial piece of this video. You know, to play any MMORPG, you need to enjoy it, right? You got to be having fun. It has to be, you know, something that not only you're enjoying, but that you want to continue to play. If you are playing this game and you're not enjoying it, then I would tell you to stop what you're doing and maybe reassess what you're doing. Think about the things that you're doing. If you like to fish and that's all you want to do, just fish. If you just want to do PvP content, good for you. Just do PvP content. If PvE is all you care about, you know, you want to be making killer, you know, armor for folks and stuff like that, great. Do it. You know, go out, do the things you need to do to take care of that so that you can help, you know, your community or others with it. Because just as easy as I was talking about, you can be in a company, you can also not be in a company and have jeweling or something else, right? We could be doing jewel crafting, we could be doing furnishing, we could be doing armoring or weaponsmithing, and we could be selling that and just making money. And maybe that's the way that we want to play the game, or that you want to play the game. And that's perfectly fine. The whole point is play the game the way you want to, so that you're going to enjoy it and that you're going to want to continue to do it. Speaking about the market, I'm not going to show the market here. I was actually going to show it. The market has a process, Rhett, to buy and sell. I think that's a completely different video. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert at all on the market, but I do spend a lot of time selling and buying things on the market because I find it interesting to do so. I like to craft things. I like to put them up. And when I go out, and you saw the weapons I had earlier, one of the things I like to do is take those weapons and then sell them. It's a good way to make gold. You know, down here, I'm only about 7,500 right now, but if you're going to buy a house or you're going to do other things, you know, you're going to need that gold to be able to purchase those things so that you can continue to progress inside of the game, or to have more storage. Because if you're like me, I have way too much stuff and I lose storage space. So it's really important to kind of look at that and understand that the market, use it. If you need items, I know some folks are going to tell you not to, you know, buy gear and things like that early game. And I agree with that. I think, you know, until you hit about level 40, 45, I would not spend a lot of time buying gear, but I will tell you, you know, your attributes really matter. Okay. So you need to understand the attributes here and understand that if you're going for a strength build, that you should be focused on items that are inside of the strength, right? Because Putting your attributes all in strength and constitution are going to make you just better for your team. Splitting those apart doesn't do so well. And probably we could do lots of discussions on this, and we're not going to spend too much time. But I can tell you that if you're looking at your stuff, right, and we know that we've got strength and intelligence, and we don't have any intelligence items, but on our equipment, when I look at them and I look at the perks, so this one's got constitution and focus as the attributes. If I had, let's say, intelligence and focus, I'm a healer. I have a healing staff and I have the void gauntlet. I need focus. So I would need to change this item out. So go on there, because every once in a while, whenever you're buying stuff, you're going to find stuff for the cheap, man. It's going to be, 100, whatever, 20 gold, 30 gold, 50 gold, 100 gold. I wouldn't get out of control with the stuff that you're buying, but you're probably going to be able to make a little bit of money, off of buying it. And it's going to set you up for success into the future. And I think that that's super important for anybody that is going to be playing the game. So I hope that this video helps anybody that's coming back to the game. Again, it's really meant to be the top 5 tips. I've given you a couple extra here that I think are kind of important. What I can tell you is ask people questions. You've got a really great group down here. You can press the enter. There's lots of people that would be more than happy, to answer questions. You're obviously going to have some folks that don't want to, but they've probably already turned it off. So you have a question or an issue or whatever else, don't be shy to ask folks to help you. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys watching the video today. If you like the video, do me a favor, hit that like button. It truly helps me get this out on YouTube so others can be successful just like you. Also, if I missed something, if there's something that you think would be a really, really important tip for folks, post it down in the comments. We do have people that watch these videos, and helping them is really why I've started making YouTube videos in the first place, right? So most of the content you'll see are, content like this. I want to make sure that people understand, and then they have a place that they can ask questions, and I will do the best I can to answer those questions. And of course, I know the community will as well. If you look for a community, again, gilded.gg/rallypoint. We'd love to have you. As always, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being awesome and supporting me. We'll see you on the next one. This is SenileSarge signing off.